It's a study in contrast in the 3A finals. Barron Collier Cougars from Naples are 33-0, beating Nova 3-2 in the semifinals to get to the championship game. On the other end, Pensacola's Escambia Gators 24-8, beating Osceola 9-4 to get to the finals. So here we are, down to just two teams. The Florida High School Activity Association 3A Championships. The Escambia Gators versus the Barron Collier Cougars next. From the Baseball City Complex in Haines City, Florida, Sports Channel presents the Florida High School Class 3A Baseball Championship. Today, the Naples Barron Collier Cougars take on Pensacola's Escambia Gators. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam Kavaris with Dick Stratton here at Haines City, Baseball City Complex for the 3A Championship. Dick, really is a contrasting style between the Gators and the Cougars today.
Yeah,
in the 3A.
can the 33-game winning streak be stopped? I don't know. They're pretty good. We won't see their ace. He pitched in the semifinal game, but trying to break the string will be a team that's won 4 times here, Escambia from Pensacola. They had to win in the division play by rallying in the last 2 innings, but they're here and they're confident it's going to be quite easy.
Mike Halpern is the ace that Dick was referring to. 21-0 the left-hander is during the regular season. Came up with 21 of the 33 wins, but he threw 105 pitches in yesterday's semifinal victory, so consequently Halpern will not be playing. But the streak, can it have a detrimental effect on a team? Can they feel too much pressure winning those many games in a row?
Well, you never know, but they're a mighty good baseball team.
Pensacola and their Escambia Gators are the team that perhaps will break the streak. 33 consecutive is the streak right now. Will it continue? We will find out right after this. We'll be back with the starting lineups for the 3A Championship. Stay with us. Welcome back to Baseball City here in Haines City, Florida. Perfect afternoon for baseball. For a championship, the Escambia Gators and the Barron Collier Cougars. Cougars lineup will have Chris Corbin in left field and leading off. Rich Lawrence at shortstop, Adam Johnson at first. Bob Rubinski will catch and bat cleanup. Lou Musi will be the designated hitter. Scott Lowe is in right field. Brian McDonald will bat seventh and play second base. The third baseman is Jeff Mihalioff. And Dan Schwartz is the center fielder and will bat ninth. Defensively for the Escambia Gators, Markham and Cox are the battery. James Bryant, Linville, and Nordtuft is the infield, and Reynolds, Ruchon, and Johnson are left to right in the outfield. That's the defensive alignment for the Pensacola Escambia Gators. And the Gators send to the mound left-handed junior John Markham. Markham and J.D. Cox will form the battery for the Gators as they try to come up with the 3A championship this year, playing against the Barron Collier Cougars. Markham did not pitch, and well, he did play. He played left field, in fact, in the semifinal game. Went 3 for 4, scored a run, and had an RBI in the game. So somewhat of a complete player is John Markham, and that's why he will bat in the second spot in their lineup when the Gators come up. First batter of the ball game will be Barron Collier's Chris Corbin, their left fielder, the junior left fielder. Corbin as the leadoff man in their semifinal victory over Davie Nova, a game that they won 3-2, was 0 for 3 in the game. Here's the first offering. Low inside. Ball 1.
Markham, Sam, is not their ace. He's 6-2 on the year. Evan Bailey was 11-3, but went the entire 7 innings in the semifinal game.
That's inside. Ball 2.
And it's a battle here of the veterans that have won 4 times. Escambia High School, the Gators, have won 4 state championships in baseball. And the wonder team, the Barron Collier High School, going after their 34th straight victory.
Here's the 2-0. Strike 1. You know, interestingly enough, the Escambia Gators and, of course, Barron Collier played yesterday in the semifinals, so really no rest for the weary. Be surprised to see any of the pitchers out of yesterday's games in today's games, but you never can tell. Here's the 2-1. Swing and fouled at the plate.
And there's a great story with that Barron Collier High School. I have an interesting article that was in USA Today about a Mike Halpern, who is 21-0 on the season, but pitched
21-0.
Yeah, and he pitched 7 innings yesterday, and it's quite a story. They're comparing him in baseball with a fellow by the name of Ron Guidry of the Yankees.
Louisiana Lightning.
Right.
Here's the 2-2 to the leadoff man. Fouled right at the plate. Actually goes into fair territory. The pitcher and catcher can't decide who's going to play it, and Corbin is safe. Both players could not quite decide. Markham or Cox kept looking at each other. You got it, I got it, you got it. Nobody's got it, and Corbin is safe, and he's the first base runner of the game. You see the ball is hacked right into the ground, right off the plate, in fact. Markham comes in, he's going to make the play. Cox is going to make the play. Markham's going to make the play. Finally, the throw to first is not in time, and Corbin is the first base runner. Rich Lawrence, the shortstop, is the next batter. Big sweeping curveball. Outside, ball 1. Lawrence was 0 for 2 in their semifinal win, where they scored 3 runs. Their big inning was the 4th inning, where they scored all 3 of their runs. Markham checks the runner, kicks and deals. Ground ball down the third baseline, foul.
As we look at the Barron Collier High School, they've had sort of a breeze season. 32-0 during the regular season. They're 33-0 now. And we're looking at the scrappers in the field, the Escambia High School Gators. They were 24-9 coming into this game, but they had to win in the district, a 2-1 in the 9th and a 9-7 in the 9th to get here.
A bunch of one-run games during the year. There's a pop fly that should be handled by the first baseman, Ryan James. James makes the grab, and there's now one away. One down, just underway in the 3A championship game between the Escambia Gators and the Barron Collier Cougars. Barron Collier from the Fort Myers area. So again, two teams from opposite sides of the state. Pensacola coming down and Fort Myers driving up and over.
Yes, and Roger May, the head coach, is also a football coach from Gastonia, Alabama. He played at Jackson State collegiately.
Adam Johnson, the first baseman. The runner goes. The throw to second will not be in time. Clean steal by Chris Corbin, who got a good jump.
He's the team leader in stolen bases, and he stole that off the pitcher. He was what a great break he gets from first base.
He took off immediately, and he was gone. Corbin with the clean steal. No tag even necessary there. Man on second, one out. Adam Johnson, the first baseman, is the hitter. Corbin with 16 stolen bases during the season, as you see in the graphic there. Jackson deals. That's high and away. Ball 2. 2-0 to the left-handed hitting Adam Johnson. Johnson to be followed by Rubinski and then Muzi, the designated hitter. Collier with the Kansas City Royal looking uniform should feel very comfortable here at Baseball City Sports Complex. There's a line drive in the left center field. We'll see if anybody can track it down. Josh Reynolds is one run will score, and Johnson will be in with a stand-up double as instantly the Barron Collier undefeated Cougars jump out to a 1.
And we've got a lot of stats to tell you about how they compare at 33-0 with some in the record book. About that a little bit later.
Ball gets by both outfielders.
And he said to me, "Dick, we will run the bases."
Good curveball by Markham. Strike one.
Markham,
the batter, I'm sorry, Dick.
Yeah, the word on the pitcher out there, Markham, he's a finesse pitcher. He won't blow you out of there with fastballs, and we've seen that so far.
Rubinski is the batter, the catcher, Bob Rubinski. 0 for 3 in the semifinal game. Markham checks the runner, sets and deals. Fly ball in right center field should be handled by the center fielder, Rich Rushan, and it is. The throw comes to third, and there is no play. 2 down, still a man on second, and a 1-0 score. Escambia certainly can score runs in the semifinal game against the Osceola Cowboys. They won 9-4. They scored 8 runs in the first inning. The yelling from the crowd is for Muzi, the designated hitter. Muzi was 1 for 2, scored 1 run in the semifinal victory. High and away, ball 1. And shadows beginning to creep across the field here in late afternoon in Central Florida.
But what a day for baseball.
Really has been just a beautiful day. Here's the 1-0. That's inside, 2-0.
About 82 degrees at game time, but there's a pretty brisk breeze coming in from right field now, and thank goodness it's right into the press box to cool things off. Escambia won in 1965, 66, 72, and 74 in Class 3A. They've had some pretty good alumnus play football up that part of the country, too. One that goes to the bank regularly now for the Chicago Bears, huh?
Oh, you mean Emmett,
yes.
The Dallas Cowboys. You were thinking of Neil Anderson.
Neil Anderson,
sure. Here's Markham's 2-0. That's low, ball 3. As the lights begin to just flicker on here a bit, I think. And that's high, ball 4. So on 4 pitches, Muzi is walked.
Everything is nice here, Sam, at this ballpark. The only thing that the high school youngsters have to do, I can't call them youngsters, they have to adjust to the artificial turf because with the dirt around the bases, and sometimes their footing gets them in trouble. But they handle it pretty well.
Scott Lowe, the right fielder, is now the batter, the 6th hitter to come to the plate. Men on first and second with 2 down. Throw back, he's out of there. Good move. Good solid move by Markham over to first. He gives up just the 1 run as he picks Muzi off of first base. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left. We'll be back with Naples' Barron Collier leading Pensacola Escambia 1-0. We're back here at Baseball City in the bottom of the first. We will have Escambia coming to bat. Collier, of course, scored 1 run in the first. Lineups look like this for the Pensacola Escambia Gators. Nicky Bryant will lead off and play second base. John Markham, who, as I said, had a big game, 3 for 4 in the semifinal, will pitch and bat second. Tim Linville at shortstop. Edward Nordtuft will be the third baseman. Danny Johnson at right field. J.D. Cox behind the plate. Josh Reynolds bats 7th. Rick Rushan is in center batting 8th, and Ryan James bats in the 9th position, first base. Defensively, the Cougars have Thompson and Rabinski as the battery. Johnson, McDonald, Lawrence, and Mihailoff in the infield, and Corbin, Schwartz, and Lowe in the outfield from left to right. That's the defensive lineup of the Cougars from Barron Collier. The pitcher will be for the Barron Collier Cougars, Steve Thompson. Thompson, the senior right-hander, called on to try to take the state championship to Fort Myers, where Barron Collier coming into the game 33-0.
Yes, and the Miami Senior High was 19-0 back in 1966. They didn't play as many ball games back then. Talking about the only undefeated teams, Avon Park holds a record for the most wins in an undefeated season, going 27-0 in 1955. And should Naples Collier win the state championship, they need to go 15-0 at the start of next season to break Avon's 47-year record of most consecutive wins of 48.
Called strike down the middle. Nick Bryan is the leadoff batter. He batted second in the semifinal game, behind Rushan and Reynolds, who split time in center field. It was 0 for 2, but did score a run in that ball game. Little shakeup of the lineup here for Pensacola. Good looking slider for strike 2. Also, if Pensacola is to score a lot of runs, this may be the spot. In their semifinal victory over Osceola, they scored 8 runs in the first inning. Here's Thompson with the 1-2. Gets away from Bob Rabinski.
There'll be a lot of talk, Sam, about a young man by the name of Mike Halprin. We don't want to talk too much about it. We want to give Steve Thompson all of his dues in the job he's doing on the mound here in the early innings.
And a lot of that has to do with this Halprin guy.
21-0.
Look at the ERA that he helped this team have. 0.76 ERA for the team. That's not bad.
And he doesn't mind telling you, he says, I'm only 5'9". I only weigh 160 pounds. He had 194 strikeouts in 128 innings. And his state record was 10 shutouts. But he is comfortable on the bench because he went all 7 innings in the semifinal game. So let's just see what Mr. Steve Thompson can do and see if he can bring in the victory.
Thompson with the count full against the first batter here, Nick Bryant. Here's the 3-2. That's way outside, ball 4. So Bryant draws a walk to lead the game off for the Escambia Gators. And Adam Johnson will hold down there at first. Some of the Gator fans exhorting their team on. A little larger crowd from the Barron Collier side of the field. John Markham, the pitcher, 3 for 4 in the semifinal game with one run and scored and 1 RBI, batting in the number 2 spot here today. Thompson deals the throw down to second in time, but gets away from second baseman Brian McDonald. It's kind of a delayed steal. It almost looked like Markham missed a sign or something like that. We'll see what happens here, but he throws it down and then he finally fires it, but the runner kind of looked and stopped and took off. Kind of, you saw the tail end of it right there of the look. He couldn't figure out, maybe it was a straight steal, but it also looked almost like Markham missed a sign. Still, the same thing accomplished. Man on second, nobody out.
Carbon copy of the first inning a few moments ago. A steal, a man in scoring position. Gee, I'll tell you what, they run those bases. The baseball game in high school now is completely different than when I was trying to play it.
Signs being flashed. Markham still hasn't stepped in the box. Here we go. You see Bryant in the forefront of your picture there. Good idea of what's going on in the game right there in front of you. Thompson with the 1-0 fouled back.
I asked Coach Robert Massa, that's a pretty good record to a 24-9. He said it's been a scrappy season. No great stars. He said just somebody always comes through. You have to when you're 24-9 on the season. And you're playing a team that yesterday won their 33rd consecutive game.
Thompson checks the runner. Here's the 1-1. Line down the left field line. Foul! Just by about a foot. Good little piece of batting there by Markham as he took that outside pitch down the left field line. 1-2 the count, 1-0 the score in favor of the Barron Collier Cougars. Wind still blowing in from the right field line, shifted just a tad, blowing a little bit toward left. Remember, here at Baseball City, exact replica of the Royals. See the Royals, you see Old Glory standing nearly at attention. Here's Thompson again with the 1-2. Ground ball to the first baseman, Adam Johnson. He stops, looks at the runner who advances to third and steps on the bag. The out is recorded, but the runner advances as Bryant is now at third with 1 out. Tim Linville will be the third hitter of the day for the Escambia Gators. The junior shortstop steps in against the right-handed throwing Steve Thompson. Outfield straightaway and shallow. Here's the pitch. And there for a strike.
Escambia is not a team like we've seen in some of the other games here in the state finals with a lot of 450 hitters, 420. It's a more even match. There's a couple 300 hitters on this team, but not hitting for the high average.
Thompson working from the stretch with a man on third. Corners in, and here's the pitch. Fly ball down the right field line. That's foul. Adam Johnson gives chase and makes the play. Throws the ball in, blocked very nicely at the plate. Nicely done by Rubinski at the plate. The pitcher had gone toward where the ball was hit, so consequently there was no one to back him up.
A real unnecessary throw.
Well, the guy was halfway, you're right, and he should have run the ball back into the infield.
Especially if it had got by the catcher, why
Right.
the pitcher would never get to home plate to
cover.
A little excited, but a great defensive play by the catcher.
Rubinski with a good play on the other end, and Johnson with a good play to record the second out. Left-handed hitting Ed Nordtuft is the hitter, the third baseman. Nordtuft 1 for 4 in the semifinal victory. There you see Nick Bryan at third, now with 2 outs. It's outside, ball 1.
Looks like everybody's recruiting left-hand batters in this state tournament. They just look meaner at the plate. They just look like
you like those left-handed.
Well, they just, especially with right-handed pitchers, they just seem to have an advantage at looking at the pitch before they take a poke. Look at that. That's a determined look.
Here's the 1-0. Nordtuft is the cleanup batter, to be followed by Danny Johnson, if he were to reach. And then the catcher, J.D. Cox. Let's see Rubinski flash signs here. See a fastball on the outside corner. Thompson with the delivery, fouled off. Two and 1, 2 down. 1-0 in favor of Barron Collier. Thompson again gets the sign, and Nordtuft steps out. Here's the 2-1. Outside, ball 3. Thompson working from behind in the count. Difficult to do when you get to the state championship game, because guys in the other lineup can hit. Again, this stadium, 410 to straightaway center, 385 the power alleys, 330 down the lines. Here's the 3-1. Outside corner, strike 2. 3-2. Or as John Miller would say, 3-2. Here's a take a look at the Royal Stadium here, Baseball City Stadium. Exact replica. You can see the infield is the artificial turf to simulate Royal Stadium in Kansas City. The outfield is natural turf. And Thompson with the payoff pitch. He's in there, and they ring him up on the outside corner. Nordtuft takes strike 3. So they do not score as Barron Collier still leads 1-0. Escambia strands 1 runner. 1-0 the score at the end of 1. Yes.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Our coverage of the Florida High School Baseball Championship continues tomorrow at 3:30 with the boys Class 4A, Miami Southridge versus Jacksonville's Terry Parker High School. Don't miss all the exciting action coming to you from Baseball City in Florida, in Haines City, Florida. Only on Sports Channel, home of your home team. Top of the second, first pitch to Scott Lowe, who was at the plate when Lou Musi was picked off. Senior right-handed batter up against John Markham. Here's the 1-0. That's also high and away. 2-0. 1-0 the score. As we said, Barron Collier leads. Big RBI double in the first inning by first baseman Adam Johnson. Markham with the 2-0. That's in there for a strike.
The veteran Escambia High School, after their 5th state crown, and the undefeated Barron Collier High School.
A little late swing, little blooper to first base, and an easy play. Ryan James makes the easy play. And there's one gone.
Fans, one of the things that sports personality Sam Kavaris does is answer trivia questions, and he's amazing. Had I not told him who holds the record of high school most consecutive wins, he wouldn't have known. I should have saved it.
You're exactly correct, sir.
In the state of Florida, it's 48 straight. A little bit later, I'll tell you how many and where the consecutive record is held.
Little fly ball into left field. Josh Reynolds makes the easy catch. And just like that, Brian McDonald is retired, and there are 2 gone.
Well, with our team at the bat winning 33 in a row, that's impressive. But when it gets down to 7 innings or extra innings to win a state title, that's all that matters. This is the big World Series atmosphere in high school baseball.
Third baseman Jeff Mihailoff is the batter. Mihailoff 1 for 2 in the semifinal. Also stole a base in that game. A little foul ball back in our direction. Did you get that one?
Not high enough.
No? No net? No net today? No Harry Carey style net?
No, I'll just sing.
Okay, take me out to the ball game.
At the stretch inning.
You got it. Time is called as they retrieve the ball from behind the plate.
Harry Carey, one of the greats in the game of baseball.
Tell you a little bit about. You saw the umpire throw the ball back there. I'll tell you real quick. In the 9th inning of Nolan Ryan's 7th no-hitter, the umpire had been throwing the ball back to the pitcher, to Ryan the entire time, as that's taken high for ball 2. Through the entire game, the catcher for the Rangers in the 9th inning needed a new ball. The umpire tried to hand it to him. He handed it back to the umpire. The umpire threw it back to Ryan.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not about to break this up now. You've been throwing it back to him the whole game. And of course, Ryan ended up with
his name will come to me, but he played collegiately down to U of S, the catcher. He caught the 7th game.
Is that right?
For Nolan Ryan.
Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
One of the things I enjoyed many years ago was throwing to a guy named Haywood Sullivan, who played with the Boston Red Sox and then became one of the owners.
Here's the payoff pitch from Markham. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Markham sets him down 1-2-3, gets Mihailoff swinging on a fastball on a 3-2 count.
And we're seeing some dandy pitching.
Pretty good pitching here. 1-0 the score. Barron Collier leads in the middle of the second. Like 4 pitchers. It wasn't Gino Petrelli?
No. I think it began with S. He usually catches left-handers. No, he went to University of Florida. No.
Come on, Danny. Start it off, Mel. That's okay, man. We need a base runner right here. He's got it.
You got it. Yep. Florida high school action continues on Thursday, May 16th at 4:30 p.m. when Sports Channel brings you the Girls Class 4A Softball Championship from the Niceville Recreation Complex in Niceville, Florida. Only on Sports Channel. It's the Jupiter Warriors versus the Palm Beach Garden Gators. That's the 16th at 4:30 in the afternoon. Right here at Baseball City, it's the Naples Barron Collier Cougars leading the Pensacola Escambia Gators 1-0. Thompson with the pitch is in there. Steve Thompson on the mound. And the batter is Danny Johnson, the right fielder. Junior from Pensacola. Thompson looks and delivers the 0-1. Also in there on the outside corner, 0-2.
He's rocking along quite comfortably here in the early innings. Both Markham and Lawrence are impressive so far. I like his concentration. Steve Thompson is showing the philosophy of the game of getting ready and concentrating and throwing to the strike zone.
He almost is like a golfer out there, Dick. He has like a pre-shot routine. Puts the ball in his glove, holds it up. Now he'll go to the ball. There we go, and he'll rock back. And here's the 0-2. Whoo, man, hit the spot. Right on the outside corner. Danny Johnson on 3 pitches goes down looking. That's 2 strikeouts in the game for Thompson. The perfect pitch. J.D. Cox, the catcher, steps in. The senior Gator. You can see some of the shadows that are lengthening across the field here at Baseball City. It is absolutely perfect for baseball.
Yeah, and we're getting just that kind of game too, a 1-0 game, but it's a dandy.
Thompson's pitch in the dirt.
You just joined us. This is for the State of Florida Championship in Class 3A. We have Barron Collier trying to extend their winning streak to 34. Escambia is trying to win their 25th game of the year, take home their 5th championship.
Here's a ground ball to the shortstop. Rich Lawrence comes up with it cleanly. Good throw over to Adam Johnson. And that takes care of J.D. Cox. 2 away here in the second. Josh Reynolds, the left fielder, is the scheduled batter. 1-0 the score in favor of Barron Collier on Adam Johnson's RBI double in the first inning. Reynolds looks and steps in. That junior left fielder looks out and awaits Steve Thompson's delivery. And here it is. In the dirt, curveball in the dirt. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that's low. 2-0. Reynolds played a bit in the semifinal victory. Played in center field, was 0 for 1 in the ball game. Markham played in left in that game, and that's why Reynolds did not play the entire game. Here's the 2-0. That's also low, ball 3. 3-0 to Josh Reynolds, the left fielder.
Escambia trying for their 5th win, but it's not a record. The name keeps popping up, Avon Park. That was where they played this tournament many times, and unofficially Avon Park, as I see it, has won about 6 of the championships.
Here's the 3-0. Inside, ball 4. So on 4 pitches, Reynolds goes down to first. And that brings up center fielder Rick Rushan. Rushan was the leadoff hitter in the semifinal game, where he went 1 for 2 with an RBI. Man on first, 2 down. Bottom of the second. Throw to first, not in time.
Not a bad move for a right-hander.
Good solid step and throw. Not much of a lead over there at this point by Reynolds as he inches off and inches off. And the pitch to Rushan is bunted down the third baseline, foul. Oh and 1, and time is called.
You know, we always like to thank the athletic directors. They do a great job in the high school level. And Bill Broxson is the athletic director of this undefeated team from Naples. And Dwight Thomas takes care of those duties over in Pensacola, Florida for Escambia High School. Very helpful to us on this broadcast for Sports Channel. You're watching the very, very best in 3A classification, state of Florida, playing in a beautiful sunshine day.
Thompson comes set, throws the ball in the dirt, gets out in front of the catcher, Bob Rubinski, but the runner does not advance. Good movement back there by Rubinski. He jumped around pretty quickly. Here's the 1-1 inside. 2-1.
It's amazing he had 2 strikeouts, had great control, then loses it for a moment.
Had everything in his direction and now can't quite get it where he wants it. A lot of guys at this age don't want to give in to a hitter. I want to throw my best pitch over the corner, not throwing it over the plate.
Well, we've got a 1-0 ball game working. The tying run with 2 outs is over at first base. A 7-inning game for the championship.
Outfield straight away, shallow in center. Throw to first, not in time. Infield, moderate depth with 2 outs.
I just would have loved to come to a baseball park where they put my name up in lights, huh?
There's a look at how the outfielders are positioned. See a center fielder out there, Dan Schwartz. It's a little shallow, but never know. Here's the pitch driven into left field. That should fall for a base hit and does. And runners are now on first and second with 2 outs. And Escambia with a little 2-out rally here. That brings up the number 9 hitter, Ryan James, the first baseman. James 1 for 2, scored a run and had an RBI in the semifinal victory over the Osceola Cowboys. Steve Thompson sets, checks the runner at second, and deals inside, ball 1. Breeze has picked up a little bit. As Thompson steps off. And we will recycle. There's a little bit of the stars and stripes. There's Thompson. Right down the middle, right one.
You know, with Thompson a little bit of trouble, I did ask Bob Smith about Mike Halperin, their ace, 21-0. Would he see action? He said no comment. But this is the last game.
No
Sam.
comment.
He said
they can't say no comment to you.
he wouldn't tell me whether he'd use him, but this is the final game.
Ooh, good-looking pitch. Offers but does not swing. And Thompson falls behind 2-1. No comment to you?
Yeah, when you're down to the finals.
Tell him who you were.
I said Sports Channel, and he said perhaps. But, you know, the last game of the year, he pitched 105 pitches yesterday.
It's a lot. That's a lot for anybody.
Yeah.
Particularly a guy who, you know, may have a future. Thompson checks the runners. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Should be an easy play. Oh, he throws it into right field. Mihailoff picked it up and threw it into right field. A run will score, and the game is tied.
And all this after 2 outs and 2 strikeouts.
How about that? Routine ground ball to the third baseman, Jeff Mihailoff, who picked it up and decided to go the short route to the second baseman, Brian McDonald. McDonald was a bit late getting to the bag. Still no excuse to throw the ball into right field. And a run scores on the error by the third baseman, Mihailoff. Here we go. A little ground ball off the end of the bat. Mihailoff fields it cleanly. No problem. Waits just a second. And there it goes instantly into right field.
Looked like the second baseman was late getting to the bag.
He was a little bit, but hey, good look here. As he kind of double clutches and didn't really have it. But hey, the throw's not even close. Not even close. Runners advance. Ben on first and third now, and 1 run in with 2 outs. And the batter is the leadoff man, Nicky Bryant, who walked to open the game.
And this is the kind of baseball that Escambia has been playing all year to win 24 games. They just managed to win some way, said their coach Bob Mayo.
First and third, there's that play that never works. You know, you actually can be called for a balk in that play. If you step toward third and don't fake a throw and then step towards first and fake a throw, that's a balk.
Right.
Here's the pitch. Going away. Ball 1. Thompson struggling a bit here and getting no help from his teammates, but still open the inning with a strikeout and an easy ground ball, and then all of a sudden a walk, a single, and an error, and the game is tied with a 2-out rally continuing. Here's Thompson's 1-0 outside, 2-0.
It's about like that NBA game where somebody was leading by 23 points and just managed to win when Portland was ahead.
Portland up by 23 and needed a big-time basket at the end by Terry Porter in order to beat the Utah Jazz. Karl Malone had 40 points in that game, 20 in the fourth period. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss by Bryant. 2-1. 20 points in the fourth period. He was 18 for 20 from the free throw line.
I know you fans are going to enjoy this one. It's 1-1. The best 2 AAA teams in the state of Florida battling for a championship, a title they'll long remember.
Thompson with the 2-1 to Bryant, checks the runners and deals. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
He might be back in his rhythm.
Here's Thompson with the 2-2 in the dirt. Counts full 3-2.
Where's the most pressure in a 3-2 pitch? To the batter or the pitcher?
The pitcher has to come in.
He's got to throw a strike. Sure. Let's see what happens.
Here's the 3-2. Lined into center field. Back goes Dan Schwartz, has a beat on it, and makes the catch to end the rally, but not before the Escambia Gators tie the game at 1. 1-1 after 2. We'll be back right after this. Man, I love baseball. I do. I love it.
Kids play great, don't they?
Is that right? I watched that at home. Ray.
I think I really enjoyed that Larry Bird game.
You're listening. I couldn't believe that game. I was driving home from work myself, and I turned on and I said, "What's this game doing on the radio?" Turner? Oh, the Jazz. Yeah. Is that right? You got it.
Want me to bring you back?
Yeah.
Give you a little break. We've got a dandy working here for the AAA championship between Barron Collier High School out of Naples, Florida, and Escambia, the veterans that have won 4 times out of Pensacola, Florida. It's 1-1, and we've seen some pretty good pitching, and then we've seen some fellas get in trouble. But Sam, this is a battle like we expected as the Barron Collier High School team tries to win their 33rd consecutive win.
34th. They've already won 33.
A little bit later, I'll tell you. The America White High School team holds the record, and the number.
The number is high, I'll bet.
Yes, it is.
Dan Schwartz, the center fielder, is the 9th batter in the lineup for Collier, and the leadoff batter in this inning against John Markham. Ground ball down the third baseline. Foul. 0-1. Schwartz, Corbin, Lawrence, and Johnson scheduled here in the third. Schwartz 0 for 3 in the semi. Time is called. Time is called. Markham wasn't sure whether he was going to throw it or not. I'm glad he didn't yank his arm out of the socket. It sounded like there were a lot of guys 0 for in the semifinal. The Barron Collier Cougars only got 4 hits in that semifinal, but scored enough runs to win it.
Pretty impressed with John Markham's breaking stuff. He's a finesse pitcher. He won't power you out of there. But sometimes that's very effective to the batters.
Here's Markham's 0-2 outside. Good looking pitch though for 0-2. Little up, give him a good look at it. Put a little extra something on it. Outfield just shaded to left, just a tad. Here's Markham's in the dirt. 2-2. Good look at J.D. Cox, the catcher for the Escambia Gators. And see the signal. Here's the 2-2. High, 3-2. So the leadoff man, Dan Schwartz, the center fielder. Here's the payoff pitch, inside, ball 4. So the leadoff man is aboard for Collier here in the third via the walk. The bane of a pitcher's existence must be the walk.
Yes, it brings gray hairs to managers, coaches, whenever it happens. They can't realize. No matter what you say, especially here in the high school, you say, hey, close strikes. We've got lots of ways to get them out.
Chris Corbin, the leadoff man, singled and scored in the first. Squares to bunt, takes outside, ball 1. Corbin has the run in the game for the Barron Collier Cougars. Scored on a big RBI double by Adam Johnson. If you remember, he got on board with that little squibber out in front of the mound that neither the pitcher or the catcher could decide who to have. There you get a good look at the lead by Schwartz over there on first base. Umpire checking contact lens Perhaps something flew in his eye. Coaches come out, take a look at it. Looking for his, look like they're looking for his lens. Whew, I hate that.
A good time for me to end your suspense.
The suspense is?
Well, let's say up in Edwardsville, Illinois, the #3 team in the nation and one of the polls swept a doubleheader Wednesday to go to a state record of 50 consecutive. But
that's not it?
No. 68 is the record set by Queens, New York, Archbishop Malone in 1963 and 66. 68.
68 wins in a row.
Without losing.
3 years? It's tough in a baseball.
Well, they went to 63 to 66. 3 years, right?
That ball gets away from J.D. Cox. That'll allow the runner to advance. Oh, he goes down. A lot of guys go down out there around second base.
Well, they come out of that artificial turf onto the dirt that's around the bag, and sometimes it's a little difficult, and sometimes we wonder whether they've got the right spikes on.
There's Markham's pitch that gets away from Cox, goes back to the screen, and watch the stumble down there at second base. There is obviously the sliding path there. He looked back like, hey, who was that who tripped me back there? There's a little dirt out there on the artificial turf, probably makes it just a little bit slick. Here's Markham's offering, squares to bunt, lays it down the first baseline. That'll go foul and stay there. It seems that Barron Collier may be willing to play a little one-run baseball and perhaps just take it as it comes rather than try to play for a big inning.
The way they've been working, one run's going to be very important in this game as it looks right now, and at second base that is the go-ahead run.
2-1, nobody out. 1-1 score. Top of the third. Here's Markham's pitch. Squares to bunt. Good looking bunt. Nobody's covering first base either. That's a base hit. Corbin is on with a bunt single. Now men are on first and third with nobody out.
And Rich Lawrence come up to the plate is a pretty good run producer.
Here's the bunt down the third baseline. He tried to bunt on the previous play, couldn't get it done. Markham comes over to cover it, but nobody home. Lawrence, if you remember, in the first inning, popped to the first baseman in foul territory. He's 0 for 1.
Markham's got a good move. He's already caught somebody over there.
Semi-quasi dangerous, maybe. With men in first and third. I mean, they call it pretty tight here. We'll see. Called strike to Rich Lawrence, the shortstop. See what kind of baseball they're going to play here, whether or not they'll run the man down the line, see if they can't get Schwartz home and knock the ball out there in front of the plate, or maybe just return signal there, stuck his hand on the cap and said, whatever the call was, I'm going. There goes the runner at first, pitch out. They throw it all the way through. He is in there, though. Good jump, very good jump, in fact, by Chris Corbin, who got right off as soon as Markham made his move. Markham never looks back a second time so far, anyway. He takes it. As soon as he takes it, he looks, he goes down, he goes to the plate. And here he is going right to the plate. As soon as he moved his leg, gets a pitch out. You would have thought they could have had him, but throw is a little high, and Corbin just in ahead of the throw. Infield in, men on second and third. Ball smothered at the plate by J.D. Cox. Good play by the catcher. Infield is all the way in, the outfield straight away, trying to cut the run off. Men on second and third with nobody out. Rich Lawrence still the batter, to be followed by Adam Johnson. There's your infield. And there's a pitch right back up the middle. There's a base hit. That'll score at least one. And there'll be play at the plate. Yes, a little bit up the line. Ball is cut off. Lawrence comes through with an RBI, 2 RBI single as Barron Collier at 33-0 now takes a 3-1 lead here at Baseball City.
They said they were going to run the bases, and they've done that. Was that Collier's second stolen base?
Here's the pitch right out over the plate. Hits the ball off the end of the bat, hits the back of the pitcher's mound. Schwartz scores. Corbin scores right behind him. And I guess the only surprising thing was, well, I guess the ball was cut off, so Lawrence ended up staying at first. 3-1 now our score. 2 here in the third for the Barron Collier Cougars. Here's the pitch, and that's low to Adam Johnson. Johnson, remember, had the big RBI double in the first to left center. That was the first run of the game. That's high. Ball 2. 2-0 with nobody out. Cox goes out to have a word with John Markham. Jody Neal working out in the Gators bullpen, just in case he's needed. And they got him picked off. Should be an easy play, and it is. As they caught Rich Lawrence leaning the wrong way for the first out.
Well, the best thing it does, it cleans the bases up.
Had him leaning the wrong way. He was 8 steps down the line before it even got to first. So easy play as they relay the ball over to the shortstop, who makes the tag. Give Markham an opportunity to work from the windup. And the pitch, another fly ball to left field. This one handled easily by Josh Reynolds for the second out. 2 down now, 2 in. 3-1 our score in favor of Barron Collier. They get a good look at Bob Rabinski. Rabinski flied out to center field in his first at bat. That ball's in the dirt.
Remains the same, Bobby. It remains the same.
Looks like the Cougars have come up with the Dodger blue in their uniform. Uh-oh.
There's another base hit over the shortstop's head. Rabinski on board. And with 2 down, the chance of Lou. As Lou Musi comes to the plate. That ball right over the heart of the plate. Good solid single. Takes it right back at the pitcher.
That even sounds like a baseball name.
Lou Musi. You can see there Musi walked and then was picked off in the first. And that's inside ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball to the third baseman right under his glove. Ball stayed down, never came up. Collier gets a break there as they call that an error by the third baseman, Ed Norduft. And men now on first and second. Here you see the ball lined right down the third baseline, and Nordorf never got down on it, basically. And we've talked a lot about that the ball stays down a little bit more on this AstroTurf.
Well, actually, what he didn't get his body in front of the ball. He was sort of feeling it sideways a little bit. So that'll bring out Roger Mayo, the coach. You don't want to get too behind. You know, picking off that runner, the bases could have been loaded or another run could have been in. Let's see if we can get out of trouble here with 2 outs, but 2 men on as he leads trails 3-1.
Scott Lowe, the right fielder, is the batter, retired by the pitcher in his first at bat. Here's the pitch, high and away, ball 1.
I guess Escambia High School was never any better than they've been in football in '85. And was it when Emmett Smith, when did he play? '85?
Right before that. There's a foul straight up in the air. Should be a play for J.D. Cox, and he does make the play, and that retires the side. But Barron Collier comes up with 2 on the big hit by Rich Lawrence. 2 RBI single, drives in 2. 3-1 the score in the middle of the third. Stay with us. We'll be right back. That's make my ears.
Nick.
Make it nice and flat.
My ears nice and flat. Come back from tennis pro. Denise. Is this the light and lively doubles?
Joining us Thursday, May 16th at 7:30 p.m. Sports Channel brings you women's professional tennis action as the top-seeded women on the tennis circuit compete for the $200,000 first place, $200,000 purse in the light and lively doubles from the Innisbrook Resort in Tarpon Springs, Florida. Only on Sports Channel, the home of your home teams.
I like doubles. That's a great game.
It's a lot of fun. Here we go to the bottom of the third. You see the score there: 3-5-1, 1-1-1. And Thompson with the first offering is in there for a strike to John Markham.
One of the strategies I have found in doubles is to get a good partner.
Yeah, that's one of those key ingredients, isn't it? There's a good solid shot to the second baseman. It stays down on him once again. Brian McDonald can't come up with it. Base hit for Markham, who continues his hot hitting. 1 for 2 in this game. And 3 for 4 in the semifinal. Here's the pitch right out over the plate. Markham strides and fires right at the second baseman, who stood, like you said about the last play, Dick, did not get in front of the ball. And consequently, when it stayed down, he had no chance.
I think they get a little fooled with this artificial turf. They've not
the ball
played
gets on him a little quicker, yeah.
It comes at him.
Markham driven back.
Just when his team gives him a 3-1 lead, Steve Thompson has got to pitch out of trouble again. This is the tying run at the plate with nobody out. I think this one's going down to the wire.
Thompson continues to drive Markham back. Tim Linville was the hitting star of the semifinal. 1 for 4, 2 RBI, scored a run in that game. Linville, the shortstop, drives this one into left field, but it's foul down in the bullpen.
He got his number now. Let's keep going.
Three runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the leading Barron Collier Cougars. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for the Escambia Gators. Here's Thompson squared. Linville squares Devont. Takes ball 1.
We certainly want to thank Fred Roselle, Ron Davis, and Charlie Smith from the Florida High School Activities Association for their cooperation in this Sports Channel broadcast and all our help. Fred Roselle, a longtime Florida Gator, may be saying retirement time is here come July.
Yep.
What a career he's had in governing the activities of high school athletics.
Squares to bunt. What a play, but it's still foul. Fred talked about that at the basketball championships back in March, said that he was going to give it up in favor of Mr. Davis.
Not only as a commissioner down in St. Pete High School, he was one of the really outstanding football coaches, produced great teams.
One and 2 is the count. Man on first, nobody out. 3-1 score. Thompson looks, delivers inside. 2-2.
My call here would be hit and run, Sam.
You'd be sending him here, huh?
He'd be going and I'd be hitting.
On the 2-2, huh? Well, here we go. Here's the 2-2. Runner stays, ball's outside. Same thing accomplished. As a wild pitch will no doubt be charged to Steve Thompson. Tried to overthrow that just a bit.
We want to call your attention that in the semifinal game, the whiz of this baseball team by the name of Halprin won his 21st game, and should Lawrence get in trouble, we just was wondering if they'd bring in this ace.
Well, no activity in either bullpen. Thompson kicks and deals, ground ball to the shortstop. Rich Lawrence picks, throws, good play over there. The good stretch by first baseman Adam Johnson was the difference in that, as Lawrence made the play in the throw. The runner remains at second, now with 1 out. Steve Thompson has already thrown 49 pitches. About half of them balls, about half of them strikes. Not really what you're looking for. You're looking for a much better strike-to-ball ratio than that. Been somewhat successful, though. He's only given up the 1 hit and the 1 run. Currently a man on second with 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd, 3A championship. Nordorf steps out. Nordorf was called out looking at strike 3 on a 3-2 count in the first inning. Left-handed batter. Thompson stands and delivers. Low, ball 1. Outfield straight away. Infield in at the corners. And moderate at short and at second. Thompson looks and fires. That's low, ball 2. 2-0, 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, it'll get you in trouble every time when you just get behind.
Can't work behind the hitter. Got to work in front of him. You talk to all those Hall of Fame pitchers. They talk about that all the time. You got to work from in front of the hitter so he doesn't know what you're going to throw. Okay, it's 2-0. What's he going to throw? He's going to throw a fastball, right? We'll see. And he does, and it's low. The 2-0 fastball is low to make it 3-0, and time is called by Bob Grabinski. We'll have a little chat here from one of the coaches. He comes out to speak, and they'll have a complete summit on the mound. This is really a good-looking ballpark as you see them meeting on the mound. Probably talking about how about throwing some strikes. It's the spring training home of the Kansas City Royals. It's a whole complex around this particular ballpark. This park.
I wonder what kind of baseball field they played on back in 1922 when they started the state baseball championship in the state of Florida. Bartow won. Williston was the runner-up. The Model Ts drove up, you know, and quite a different. But still, they did win titles. We go back to the early days of Bartow and Williston, and Bartow, they seemed to dominate the thing back then. Then the state of Florida started mushrooming out, and finally Miami Senior High, one of the dominant sports teams, came into winning in 1926. And there's been a variety of winners ever since.
Here's the 3-0. Low for ball 4. Men on first and second with 1 out. And that brings Danny Johnson to the plate. Johnson called out looking in the last inning. Steve Thompson checks the runner. Fly ball to left field should be an easy play for Chris Corbin. And it is. 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, let's see if Thompson can pitch himself out of trouble now.
How many people do you think this ballpark holds, Dick?
I'm going to take a guess at
9,000, 8,000.
I would say.
I see they added some bleachers out there.
9.
Yeah, good looking
with the
ballpark
bleachers
here. Real nice looking ballpark. Real excellent facility. Full facility. 6 fields out. If you look over top the roof there, you'd see 6 other fields where they can hold spring training. This is also the permanent home of the Baseball City Royals in the Florida State League. They have baseball here almost every night of the year. There's a line drive to left field. That's in. We could have a run score here as Corbin comes up with it. The throw goes to third base. And the run does score. The runner advances to second. Some good bit of base running out at second base. So there you go. Danny Johnson delivers a single to left.
And you wonder how long it'll be before we get a little bullpen action here by the undefeated team.
Markham scores. Here it is. Line drive to left field over the shortstop's head. Markham goes and continues to go and never slows down. He scores easily. From first to third goes Nordurft. And on the throw to the plate, Danny Johnson went ahead and took second base. So now 2 men in scoring position for the catcher, J.D. Cox, who was retired on a ground ball to the shortstop in the last inning. 3-2 now our score. Steve Thompson delivers strike 1.
And you know, Sam, we have really enjoyed Sports Channel's camera work here today. They're on top of every play. Just a sample of the coverage that they give you in the world of sports. And I love this. I love this shot from center field. And that's why we put that little logo right there. Well, it's 3-2, and a base hit could put him in the lead. Quite a baseball game for the AAA championships in the state of Florida.
Reynolds swing and a miss. A low breaking ball.
And this is what Escambia has done all year. They've just scratched and clawed and come back and won. And there's a lot of pressure on a team like Barron Collier High School to keep an undefeated streak going for number 34 without a loss.
think I said Danny Johnson had that single to left. Actually, J.D. Cox, the catcher, with a single to left. Johnson, of course, retired on a fly ball to left field. Nordorf is on third. Cox is at second. There's the pitch. Straight back at us. I got this one. Short again. 0-2 the count with 2 down. Men on second and third. A 3-2 ball game. Barron Collier currently leading the Escambia Gators. Boy, could they use a hit from Josh Reynolds right here. Another foul back at the screen. Still 0-2.
It's been situation baseball, hasn't it? Everybody has been in a situation to get out of trouble or to come from behind. Boy, would he like a base hit now to put his team at least tied or maybe ahead.
Infield well back. Thompson looks, kicks, and deals. Ooh, that's a good-looking pitch. Oh, everybody was leaving the field. Everybody but the umpire. The batter was leaving the field. Everybody but the umpire was leaving the field.
Now Sam, now Sam.
Let's see Steve Thompson fire it in there to Ravinsky.
Oh.
Ooh, maybe a little low. Maybe.
Not much.
Or maybe the umpire, without turning around, said, well, I missed that one. Here's Thompson with the 1-2. Ooh, line drive to right field. Base hit. Tie ball game. 1 runs in. We'll have a play at the plate. No, they hold the runner at third. As Reynolds ties the game up with a base hit to right. Timeout on the field. Good piece of hitting there on the 1-2. Cox advances to third. Nordorf scores. And we've got a tie game at 3-3. Here's the pitch, a little breaking ball that just kind of hung there, just kind of cut instead of dropped. Ball goes to right field. Scott Lowe comes up firing, and that holds the runner at third. Cox stays at third. Reynolds is at first, still with 2 outs. And Rich Rouchon.
On radio, Mel Allen might say a hanging curveball is driven into right field. I like Mel. He was a good broadcaster.
How about that?
How about that, Spans, for the White Owl? What's Red Bobby here?
Still here, Mel Allen doing Major League Baseball magazine. This Week in Baseball. That's what it does, right?
And Red Bobber from Tallahassee.
Still on National Public Radio.
Right. Very interesting gentleman. Red Bobber.
Rick Rouchon, the center fielder, you can see there on the graphic, singled in his only other time at bat. Good-looking pitch on the outside corner by Thompson. 0-1.
Boy, Rick Lawrence was rocking along in the first 2 innings like he owned it, and now he has had some long stays on that mound in the last 2 innings.
Men on first and third. Corners in. And Thompson sets and fires. There goes the runner. Line drive down the left field line. This is hooking foul. Interesting strategy, though. On the 0-1. Send the runner from first. Trying to make something happen. You see people returning to their positions. J.D. Cox. It's pretty interesting. When Cox hit that ball into left field and took second on the throw to the plate, the second baseman, Brian McDonald, was standing behind the bag. And when the action came to the plate, Cox rounded the bag and gave him a little forearm shiver. Said, hey, this is my territory. Get out of here.
Well, it's 3-3, and it's an excellent baseball game. And in the state of Florida, you're watching 2 teams trying to become the 3A classification champion.
Here's the 0-2 inside. Runner goes, throw goes through. This could be trouble, but it's not. Runner holds at third. Cox holds at third, and Reynolds ends up at second with a stolen base.
A dangerous throw, and the base is pretty well stolen. That could have gone into center field, and It would have been a run in for Escambia. Now a base hit would give them the lead, wouldn't it, Sam?
Big time. Rushan with 2 outs, 2 on. 1-2 count. Here's Thompson's delivery. Ooh, tough play over the third baseman's head. AstroTurf hit there. Left fielder can't quite come up with it. 2 runs will score. A long throw over to first. Ooh, a 2-out rally, and some of the players in the dugout down there already have their rally caps on. Escambia takes the lead on an AstroTurf artificial turf hop. Four runs scored in the inning here. Watch this ball chop right down, and third baseman just has no chance. Perhaps he could have moved back and caught the ball, would have kept 1 run from scoring, but still, Rushan with a base hit. 2 outs. Third baseman Jeff Mihailoff needed 1 more step or a ladder.
And Roger Mayo had pretty good description of the team. They just keep scrapping.
They do.
They've done it all year long. They had, in division play, they had to win 2-1 in the 9th and 9-7 in the 9th to get here.
We're in the bottom of the order. Ryan James, who reached on an error, the first baseman. There's a throw over to first. Gets away from the first baseman.
I asked him in our dugout visit, I said, who's your stars? He said 9 of them.
No kidding.
Yeah, right out there.
How about that?
He's a big fellow from Alabama that played at Jackson State and coaches the quarterbacks. I looked at his size and I said, quarterback coach?
Here's Thompson's delivery. It's low, ball 1. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Barron Collier Cougars. 5 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. How about this? We talked about a 2-out rally. All 4 this inning with 2 outs. Here's Thompson's delivery. It's right down the middle for strike 1. 1-1 with 2 outs still. Collier can't close the door here. Consequently, it's been a rally, big time rally.
See if you can get that number in the bullpen there and see who that left-hander is for the Cougars.
No, it is Halpern.
Yeah.
Gee, no comment.
No comment came to. I said, Coach, I said, this is the last 7 innings of his career. There is no tomorrow.
There's action in both bullpens. In fact, Halpern working out there and a right-hander working over in the Gator bullpen. So you may see some changes.
Come on.
Thompson stands, runner goes. Throw down to second is wide, but yes, they call it.
A dandy throw.
Good looking throw as Rushan is caught stealing. James will bat again in the next inning.
And I wonder if Lawrence will be around for the next inning, or we'll get their ace.
We will see. We will see. But it's 5-3 in favor of the Pensacola Escambia Gators. We'll be back with the 4th right after this. I don't claim anything. You see the line score, big inning, 4 runs in the 3rd inning for the Escambia Gators, all with 2 outs. 5-3 our score. Want to remind you that the broadcast rights to today's telecast have been granted to Sports Channel Florida by the Florida High School Athletic Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this program without the express written consent of Sports Channel Florida is prohibited. We'll get underway here in the top of the 4th inning as Brian McDonald, the second baseman, is the leadoff man. Collier now down 2 runs. This team, remember, 33-0, undefeated. Markham with the delivery. There's a pop fly into left field. Josh Reynolds calls everybody off and makes the play. 1 down. Remember, the games are scheduled for 7, so not a lot of time here. Jeff Mihailoff is the next batter. Mihailoff, the third baseman. Here's Markham's delivery. Pop fly straight up. May have a play. Steps on his mask and does make the play. J.D. Cox dropped his mask instead of tossing it aside. I thought he was going to trip over it. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Not the way you want to come back in an inning where you gave up 4 runs with 2 outs. So we'll see what happens, whether or not Dan Schwartz has given some instructions to take a pitch or so here. And
we've got a right-hander down in the bullpen for the Cougars, and their ace, Mike Halprin, has finished warming up and come back to the dugout.
Here's Markham's delivery. Ooh, good looking breaking ball, strike 1.
Markham has returned to early inning form.
Well, you know, you could kind of see his confidence level in this inning has just soared. He's like, hey, we're winning. Here's the 0-1. Outside. Ball 1. 1-1, 2 away. Line score reads 5-4-1 for the leading Gators. 3-5-2. See out in the bullpen is Chris Roxbury working. See if he is going to see any action. That's high. Ball 2, 2-1. Steve Wright. 2-2 the count.
We're reminded that Escambia is going after their 5th record, would put them right behind Avon Park that holds the state of Florida record in baseball of 6 victories down through the years.
Dick, you can see where Markham has thrown 55 pitches, 30 balls, 25 strikes. Not what you want to do, but maybe he'll get back around the plate now that he's got a lead. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Boy, that's got them pumped up. The Gators are pumped up with the lead, 5-3 right now. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th as they'll get an opportunity to bat again. 5-3 the score in favor of Pensacola. We'll be right back.
Let's go. Come on, here we go. Everybody up. Everybody stay up. We need to put them away right here.
Okay. We're back at Baseball City. Escambia High School up to try to increase their 5-3 lead, and we saw action for the Cougars in the bullpen. They continue to throw a right-hander, but The fellow that's been in and out of trouble, Steve Thompson, will come to the mound again to see if he can settle down. First pitch is he's hit. They go for 2, Sam.
Just might, matter of fact, just by the left fielder. At that point, Reynolds can't come up with, Corbin can't come up with it. The ball comes into third base, and all of a sudden, another rally by the Gators on the first pitch of the bottom of the 4th inning.
We get a hit. We'll see how much they give him of that triple by error.
Could be one or two. James comes up, lines the ball down the third baseline. The left fielder, Corbin, comes in and falls down, slips, and James just keeps trucking.
You know, in the last game, trying to win a state title, I was surprised to see Thompson come back on the mound. He's had all kinds of troubles and has worked out there numerous pitches. Maybe they're saving their ace for a couple innings, but they've got a right-hander working down there now by the name of Chris Roxbury.
Nicky Bryant there, you see what he's done so far in the game. Man on third, nobody out. Escambia with the lead, 5-3. Pulled even with hits at 5 apiece. In the dirt. Good play by Rubinski.
And he immediately falls behind again.
Good point. Boy, you'd be tough to play for.
Well, we second-guessers are always right, you know, right?
Here's the pitch again in the dirt, 2-0.
The only strategy I'm saying, you know, we're down to not 2 out of 3 game series or the World Series, the best 4 out of 7 or whatever it's going to be. We're down into the bottom of the 4th inning in a 7-inning game, and it's now or never. There is no tomorrow. You're playing for the championship in 7 innings or extra innings, and you've got to give them your best shot.
Well, Thompson doesn't get this batter. This is his last batter. Bob Smith will come firing out of that dugout. Here's the pitch. Lined into left field. Should be an easy play for Corbin. Wind blown a little. Tag. Dropped the ball. Oh, wait a minute. They called him out. Here we go. The run will score. They called the batter out, and they said Corbin dropped the ball in his haste to grab it and try to throw it in. Strange things can happen in the state championship game. A lot of pressure on these guys out there.
They're making the gloves too big now. You know, after you catch it, you got to go in and find it.
Here's the shot. Shot to left. Corbin backs up, couple steps behind it, reaches in, grabs it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, goes to grab and drops the ball out. I can't even believe that the ball isn't there in his hand.
But look at that glove and look at that webbing. He's got to go in there and search for it.
Well, I think that ball was a bit windblown, but of course there is a rule in Major League rule, 7 innings. 7 innings. 12 inches. And that's the maximum length that a glove can be.
Well, it's another big important run to give him a 3-run lead.
You take a look out there at Chris Corbin. He's not too happy with himself.
Oh, it would have taken a dynamite throw to get him.
Let's go.
Absolutely. He just didn't like the fact he fell down on the one before that. Oh, great looking pitch by Thompson. 0-1.
And as a whole, the fielding we've seen in this tournament has been sensational.
Markham still pitching and still in there hitting too. And drive into left field. I think this is probably it, don't you? Oh, look at Markham's going to try to stretch it to 2 and does so easily.
Let me tell you about Markham in the semifinal game to get into the championship. He only went 3 for 4 as he played the outfield.
Right.
And is he hustling?
Well, what happens is that he lines the ball easily and he takes off. Well, once that happens, watch the center fielder come over and field the ball. He actually drops it. And Markham just keeps going, keeps motoring, and ends up at second.
They're all fundamentally sound. The sliding, the execution, the base running. That's heads up.
Let's go. You got him down now. You got him down.
Collier now down 6-3 in this game.
Keep them down.
A game that they certainly came in as the favorite. Center fielder Dan Schwartz not happy. A little better communication out there might have been good because Corbin had the play in front of him as the left fielder. Could have easily scooped the ball and thrown it in. Schwartz's momentum was taking him away from the play. But those are the things you learn with experience. Back to the dugout go the coaches, and still Steve Thompson in the game. Either Roxbury is not ready, or, well, I don't know. Markham at second. Linville is the hitter. Tim Linville, you can see, 0 for 2. The shortstop hit the ball well his last time up, though. Ball in the dirt again.
You know, when the ace of their squad, Mike Halpern, went out to warm up, he didn't stay there very long. Maybe he just didn't feel loose.
Right. 105 pitches yesterday. Don't want to come up with that. Don't want to come back with him and cause him some sort of long-term problem if he just doesn't feel like he can go.
Well, we'll go with Bob.
Here's
Smith.
Thompson.
We'll go with his decision. I mean, he didn't get him 33 straight victories without having some knowledge of baseball.
Somebody going out there to take a look at Roxbury and see how he's doing. Here's the 2-0. Linville, ground ball to the shortstop. Should be an easy play. Long throw, yes. Runner stays. Rich Lawrence makes the long off-balance throw as Linville is retired. (6-3). 2 outs now, a 6-3 ball game. Ed Noturft. Fly ball to center field. Kind of a late jump by the center fielder. That ball drops. Run scores easily. As Dan Schwartz never got a jump on it. Never could tell which way it was going. Took a couple steps back before he took a couple steps forward, and Markham off with the ping of the bat. Scores easily. 7-3 now.
And John Markham, you can tell that he's not only a pitcher, but he's also an all-around player. He runs the bases very well. Now he's got himself a fairly comfortable 7-3 lead.
7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Escambia Gators. 3 runs, 5 hits, 4 errors for the Barron Collier Cougars. Swing and a miss.
And if you just joined us, Escambia has won before. They won this title, 3A, in 65, 66, 72, and 74. This is their first appearance since we have come to Baseball City for the championship.
Danny Johnson with a single up the middle. Runners at first and second, and still 2 outs. Johnson had struck out and flied to left. This is going to be it, I think. Don't you think this is going to be it? This is not going to be it for Steve Thompson.
You think he was late to get in last night or something? I could understand if it was just a regular season game.
I'm just sitting up here.
It's going down for the championship in 7 innings.
7-3 the score, bottom of the 4th. Cox with that big hit in the last inning. Started the ball rolling. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Ball 1. As you can tell, the shadows have lengthened over the field here. Pitcher's mound just about in full shadow. There's a high pop fly Shortstop Rich Lawrence calls everybody off. And just does make the catch. But not until more runs are scored. 7 runs to 3 runs. 7-3, Escambia leads. Our coverage of the Florida High School Baseball Championships continues tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. with the boys Class 4A, Miami Southridge versus Jacksonville's Terry Parker High School. Don't miss all the exciting action coming to you from Baseball City's complex in Haines City, Florida. Only on Sports Channel, home of your home teams. Here in Haines City, the Cougars, who are 33-0 coming into the game, are down 7-3. Some of the crowd here that are chewing on shotgun shells. Is that what that is? What is that? Lipstick tube? Yeah. What is that thing? Couldn't tell.
Let's just say it's a noisemaker. Huh?
Yeah, okay. Here's a noisemaker.
I was sort of hoping it was a carrot.
Trying to make some noise for the Barron Collier team. Corbin successful at the plate so far. 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored.
Let's see what John Markham can do after he was one of the hitting base running stars. He falls behind. See if he can rock along like he did last inning. He was really pumped up.
High and tight. That's call a strike. Markham working here in the 5th against Corbin, top of the lineup. Corbin, Lawrence, Johnson, and Rubinski. In the last inning, you see he only threw 7 pitches in the whole inning. Here's Markham's delivery. Swung and popped up. Will there be a play? Yes. J.D. Cox is able to make the play, and there's 1 down. The Escambia Gators have somehow totally turned the momentum and the complexion of the game. At first, they seemed a bit tentative, particularly when Barron Collier came out and scored the first run of the game. All of a sudden, with 2 outs in the 3rd, they've turned things around, and Collier seems to be the team that's tentative now. Markham wild, high and away.
Well, you have to feel that when Escambia came out here and they looked across the way and they were going to play a team that's won 33 straight, that would put some lumps in your throat.
Swing and a miss.
Markham is working. Markham is working now. 7 pitchers last inning, and wow.
Well, he wants to work quickly. See, he's ready to go on the mound. Early in the game, he's walking around, pawing at the mound, doing all kinds of stuff out there. Now he's ready to pitch. Let's go. Here we go. The 1-1 high and away. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. High fly ball, center field. Back goes the center fielder, Rich Rushan. Dropped by the left fielder, Josh Reynolds. And the ball goes completely through and is finally picked up by Markham. There was an opportunity for a good play, not a great play there, but a good play, and Reynolds couldn't come up with it. I can't help but think that there's a bit of a wind problem out there, but still with 1 out. We'll see it here. The ball is absolutely drilled to left. The 2 outfielders converge. The left fielder calls him off and drops it. Plain and simple. E7.
Center fielder might have been in a better position to catch the baseball. But
as Markham works again, there's a little looper into right field. Tough play for the right fielder, but he does come in and make the play. Danny Johnson records the 2nd out of the inning. Big out there. Big out there. Now Rubinski, the catcher, has thrown, flied out the center and singled in the 3rd. Rubinski with 2 outs. Markham working quickly outside. 7-3 our score in favor of the Escambia Gators, who are in the blue jerseys. Barron Collier Cougars in the white jerseys. Here's the 1-0. Inside strike. 1-1.
Even with a couple of well-hit balls, Markham hadn't been in any serious trouble. He should have been out of the inning.
Roxbury stopped warming up. There's no action in either bullpen. Way outside. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Driven into right center. This should score a run. And does easily. 7-4 the score. Good solid single, and there's where the error cost you. The inning could have been over, but they've given them at least 4 outs in this situation. There's your line score. 4-6-4 for the Cougars. 7-8-2 for the Gators. Lou Muzi, who was picked off after being walked in the first, reached on an error in the third. Now bats in the fifth, with his team down 3 runs. And the wind fairly brisk. That's to first. Ooh, very close. Very close. Leaning the wrong way. Didn't have much of a lead, but this is very close. Ooh, yes, he's in there, but very close. Markham checks the runner, comes to the plate.
Markham's got the move of the tournament. He's accounted for 2 pickoffs, 1 in a rundown. 7-4. This one's not over yet.
High and away, ball 2. Markham a bit discouraged. You can tell also, you see he's not working as quickly as he was. He takes his time, goes back, gets a little rosin, grabs his shoulder. Now he's ready to work. Here's the 2-0. Line drive fly ball into center field. Should be an easy play for Rushan, and is. And that ends the inning, but not before Barron Collier picks up a run. 7-4 our score in the middle of the 5th. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Remember him, don't you?
Just think, there we were, and he came in, put the napkin up, and put that steak down in front of you, and it was going.
Yes. Florida High School action continues on Thursday, May the 16th at 4:30, when Sports Channel brings you the Girls 4A Softball Championship between the Jupiter Warriors and the Palm Beach Garden Gators. This is from the Niceville Recreation Complex in Niceville, Florida. Only to be found right here on Sports Channel. There's the situation. 7-4 in favor of the Escambia Gators. 7-8-2, the line score for the Gators. 4-6-4.
And number 18 has been warming up a couple innings and now comes into the ball game. That is Chris Roxbury, Sam.
Roxbury, sophomore right-hander. comes into the game. I do not think Roxbury, well, obviously he did not see any action in the semifinal game because that was all done by one man.
The man.
The man who has remained on the bench in this game. Halpern obviously not able to go today, threw yesterday, 105 pitches. A couple of guys also warming up out in the Escambia bullpen just in case there is any need for them with Markham still in the game.
That's an indication of, they've got 2 more chances at the plate. The Barron Collier High School team from Naples, Florida, and with a 3-run lead, they're going to do everything they can to get a freshman in if needed, because there's just no tomorrow. This is it. No matter what you did during the season, you won 33 and Escambia won 24 to get into this final game. Those are the two most important innings of the season.
Josh Reynolds leads off and takes strike 1 from Roxbury. Pretty interesting move here. 7-4 is the score, and you bring in the sophomore right-hander. Roxbury kicks and deals. That's low, ball 1. Roxbury, there's his stats this year. 1-0, 2.25 ERA, 2 saves.
Not many.
Only 18 innings, but did strike out 31.
Not many pitchers get records on this team after the fellows have won 21 games out of the 33.
Ball driven into left center field. Long run for Schwartz, but he does make the play. And Schwartz tracks it down. And Reynolds got a lot of it, but the wind held it up just a bit. And that'll bring up Rich Rushan, the center fielder. Rushan hitting in that number 8 spot, still 2 for 2 with 2 RBI. Getting ready to face the sophomore right-hander.
It certainly would be an impressive win for Escambia to end somebody's winning streak and become state champions all in one afternoon.
Here's the pitch. Good looking breaking ball. Strike 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th, scheduled for 7 in the 3A championship game. The 3rd highest of 4 classifications in the state of Florida. That's low, ball 2. Ball 1, I'm sorry. 1-1. Roxbury was ready to pitch, but Rushan was not ready to hit. Here's Roxbury's delivery. Inside, ball 2. Three and 1 the count. Roxbury rocks and fires. 3-2.
You sort of root for a sophomore to come in and make a pretty good showing.
Well, they're, I don't know if it's on purpose, but they're doing everything they can to throw him off his game. They're stepping out, they're stepping in, they're moving all around. Calling time. Full count, 3-2 with 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. And they call that strike 3. Rushan was headed down to first base and now just trots over to the dugout. Shakes his head like that wasn't really a strike. Bad thing is the guy in the light blue shirt is the guy that makes the decision down there. Close enough to not take. Pretty good pitch actually for Roxbury. He records Rushan as a strikeout victim. Can't take that 3-2. And Ryan James is the hitter. Roxbury is in somewhat of a groove at this point.
Worked the corner very well then, sir.
James reached on an error in the second and doubled and scored in the fourth. Batting here in the fifth with a 7-4 lead. Ground ball down the third baseline, just foul. Good look at Chris Roxbury, the sophomore pitcher. And there's some action out there as Mike Prosser gets loose in case he's needed. Here's Roxbury's 0-2. Ground ball down the third base side, again foul. Once again, we will recycle.
Well, I'm hoping that Chris Roxbury can take control and then they can have a couple big innings and get back in this ball game, and it's very probable. They've done it before. You have to come from behind if you're 133 times.
This team's won a bunch of one-run games, come up with 33 victories. Roxbury, ooh, he hit him. Kind of a bad situation to hit a guy too, 0-2 with 2 outs. You're gonna miss, you probably want to miss outside, but again, trying to throw a little bit of a breaking ball that got away from him on the inside, just grazed James. And he moves to first. Two-way still, we move to the top of the order, where Nicky Bryant will come up. There's his stats. He's officially 0 for 1. He walked, he flied out. He also had a sacrifice fly. And he has an RBI. Bryant, the leadoff hitter, squares the bunt with 2 outs and bunts it foul. There you see the runner Ryan James heading back to first.
There's no doubt that the coach, Roger Mayo, would like to get some insurance runs. And so we're going to get a little more speed at first base.
Well, I have a little pinch runner here. Number 11
Mike
comes
Shields
into the game. Mike Shields. Mike
Yes,
Shields comes in for the Escambia Gators as a pinch runner.
One of those 10th graders.
A sophomore from Escambia.
There are 4 seniors on this team from Pensacola, so they'll have a great nucleus of a team to come back again. They've played baseball, in fact, all sports up at Escambia very well for a long, long time.
Here we go.
You can see Rubinski sets up outside. Ground ball right to the first baseman who steps on the bag. Easy play for Adam Johnson. And that retires the side. No runs on 1 hit.
Sophomore does his job.
No errors. Roxbury gets congratulations from his teammates. 7-4 our score. The Gators in front. Hello, Mick. trying to call Mickey Mouse here.
All right, Mr. Markham, I'm going to chart you, see how you do. Okay.
Join us Thursday, May 16th at 7:30 p.m. wherein Sports Channel brings you women's professional tennis action as the top-seeded women on the tennis circuit compete for the $200,000 Light and Lively Doubles Championship. This is from the Innisbrook Resort in Tarpon Springs, Florida. Only on Sports Channel, home of your home teams.
I know one thing about Tarpon Springs, Florida.
A lot of Greeks live there.
Oh, they've got a dandy restaurant.
Yeah, that's because a lot of Greeks live there.
Pappas', sure.
Yeah, that's right.
You ever have that salad with the feta cheese on the top?
No,
All right.
my name's Kavaris by accident.
Here.
Here we go with the top of the 6th. Markham still going for those Gators.
There was a little action in the bullpen, but let's see what John can do. He'd like very much to finish it and win it.
Low and away, ball 2. 2-0, Markham opens the inning. Markham has pitched well, particularly in these latter innings. There's a strike that's popped up, straight up in the air. A nice opportunity for Cox. Again, makes the play.
I'm pretty impressed with Cox behind. He's handled himself very well.
Moves around very well back there.
Maneuvers around under those pop flies and handles the pitches very well. So John gets out of a situation when he got behind. So let's see how he works now with 1 out, nobody on. He owns a 3-run lead at 7-4, trying to win the 5th championship for the Pensacola team.
Here's Markham's first delivery to McDonald on the inside, ball 1. You know, Scott Lowe popped out to J.D. Cox. In his 3 at-bats, he has popped to the first baseman and popped to the catcher twice. There's a strike, a 1-1. McDonald has flied to left both times. Here's Markham again. High and away. Ball 2. 2-1 with 1 out. This is the 6th, scheduled for 7, so I'm sure that what Markham would like to do is retire the side in order. I mean, that's stating the obvious, but that way he would be able to face the number 9 hitter beginning the 7th inning.
Behind again.
As McDonald takes ball 3. 3-1. Tough pitch. Tough call there. 3-1 fastball, misses the inside corner. And that puts McDonald on and brings up Jeff Mihailoff. Mihailoff, you see his stats there, 0 for 2. Struck out in the 2nd. Grounded, popped out to the catcher in the 4th. Beautiful time of day here in Central Florida. Shadows lengthening. Markham's first delivery swung and nubbed off the end of the bat. Strike 1. Shadows have come all the way across this half of the infield. From the pitcher's mound in, as you can see, just a gorgeous late afternoon. Baseball City.
Did the bass bite this time? I don't think so.
Huh. Yes, sir.
Do they?
Yes, sir. Markham's ground ball to left field, and that's a hit for Mihailoff. That puts men on first and second with 1 out.
I told you this one was going to go down to the wire. Now we've got 2 runners on, Sam, and at the plate with 1 out is the tying run in the ball game.
That's right. Mihailoff walked in as at second. I mean, McDonald had walked in at second, and Mihailoff singles in as at first, and up steps the number 9 hitter, Van Schwartz, who walked and scored. in the third and struck out in the fourth to end the fourth inning. There's Markham's throw to first, not in time.
He does get the vote for the best move of any pitcher we've seen in the state of Florida championship play here.
Here's Markham's pitch. High and away, ball one. Outfield straight away. Infield at double play depth. Nubbed off the end of the bat. 1-1.
And that's the first time in this inning he's been even with the out.
Take a look at exactly what's going on out there. Everybody fairly straight away. The runners on first and second. Infield at double play depth. This is a big, big batter for John Markham. He's got the one out in his pocket. Now with men on first and second, he would like to get the number 9 hitter and not have to go into the top of the order with bases loaded or with runs scored. There's Markham's delivery inside. 2-0. Still no other movement in the Gator bullpen.
They've had 2 men working. They are warm if they can come right off the bench, but I imagine if you walks this fellow, we'd see some action. Remember, he is the tying run there at the plate, 7-4.
Here's Markham's delivery. Outside. Oh, outside corner. 2-2. Schwartz couldn't believe it either. Calls time. Goes down to speak with his coach. Two and two the count. One down. 7-4 ball game. Men on first and second. There you see as Schwartz makes his way back to the batter's box.
Ball that way. Step on the back. Come
Brian McDonald is down there on second, number 28. Here's Markham's kick and deal, high and away. Count now full 3-2.
Talk about an important pitch.
So with one out, do you start the runners?
No.
You do not.
If they go, they just start themselves. I don't think so.
Yep, see that? That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah,
That's what I would have been afraid of.
Not with a fella like Markham out there.
Right.
He's dangerous enough when you're taking a normal lead. But if you break, and he's into his pickoff play, why, he'd get you.
I saw Tippy Martinez, the Orioles, once picked 3 guys off in the same inning. Means he wasn't doing much else. Here's Markham's 3-2. High and away, ball 4. So that loads the bases for the top of the order as Chris Corbin, who has been pretty successful, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored. Markham seems to have lost a little rhythm here. Bases are now loaded.
And stats will show you that he got behind all batters, only got even one time, and that might be a sign of tiring a little bit. But there is no action, and the skipper, Roger Mayo, is out there to talk to him. With the bases loaded, they've got some double play possibilities. But the tying runs are on the bases for the undefeated 33-0 team from Naples, Florida, coached by Bob Smith. Barron Collier High School, trying to make it 34 in a row. In the state of Florida, Avon Park holds the record of 48 in a row, but that's 47 years ago.
You see the Barron Collier team got their rally caps on. If I was them, I'd be begging for a hit. You ever seen teams do that? Turn that hat upside down like this?
Oh.
Come on, please.
Well, let's see if Markham, who's gotten himself in serious trouble, can get out of it.
There's a reset as you take a look. The bases are loaded. Top of the order comes to the plate in the person of Chris Corbin, the left fielder, 2 for 3, scored twice. Markham has the 1 out. The infield is at double play depth. The corners are in, and here's the pitch in there for strike 1.
I don't want to be redundant, but I'm sure Mr. Mayo said, throw some strikes up there. John, you got a bunch of fellas out there that can catch and throw. Let's see what happens.
Here's the 0-1. Fly ball in the right field. This could be a tough play, but stays fair. Oh, nice play. There's a tag and a score is going to happen, but a nice play by the first baseman. 2 runners advance. From second to third goes Jeff Mihailoff. Dan Schwartz stays at first, but Brian McDonald tagged and scored to make it a 2-run game, 7-5. Nice play by the first baseman, Ryan James, though, as this ball comes off, and he continues to chase it with his back and catches it over his shoulder. Once he goes down, the runner took off, and he had no chance of getting it. 7-5 the score now. Runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Somebody would say in foul territory, don't catch it, but I like the 2-out situation.
Oh,
myself.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As you see Markham step off at the instruction of J.D. Cox, who now looks over into the dugout for some instructions from Coach Mayo.
And the tying runs all the way over to first base, but you're 2 outs. Better than a base hit with the bases loaded.
Rich Lawrence, you might remember, with that big 2 RBI single. High. Ball 1. Lawrence with the 2 RBI single in the 3rd. He also reached on an error and scored in the 5th. Here we are in the 6th. That's hit right to the left fielder, Josh Reynolds. That took forever to come down, I'm sure, to Reynolds. 7-5 our score. Escambia leads midway through the 6th. We'll be right back, so stay with us.
Tell the first base umpire. Tell the first base umpire.
What number is that?
Yeah, I got
There's the situation here as we move to the bottom of the 6th. The Gators coming to the plate with a 7-5 lead. A lot of crooked numbers in that line score. 5 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors for the Barron Collier Cougars and the Escambia Gators. 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors.
And a young sophomore out there to try to prevent Escambia from increasing their lead. And if you look over the bullpen, they're warming up everybody but the bat boy.
And the pitcher of record for the Gators, John Markham, will be the hitter. There are his stats. 1 for 3.
That run he scored after doubling is pretty important to him.
Markham has scored twice in this game. Once in the 3rd, once in the 4th. And he bats here in the bottom of the 6th.
Jason, get your leg, get ready to go. Stretch right there.
I know everybody would like to have gotten a look at the ace, 21 victories on the year. Mike Halpern, he went to the bullpen, probably just said, Coach, I just can't get loose. And we probably will not see.
1-1 the count. Markham takes a fastball down the middle. Here's the 1-1 from Chris Roxbury. In the dirt, breaking ball, 2-1. The Gator fans are on Roxbury a bit. Some who made the trip over from Pensacola. Here's the 2-1 offering. Swing and a foul ball out of play. 2-2. Nobody out here. First batter in the bottom of the 6th inning. Good look at John Markham. Left-handed thrower, left-handed hitter. Going all the way so far for the Escambia Gators. Here's the 2-2. That's blooped into left field. A late jump there by the left fielder. Gets away from him as well. Corbin, tough time picking that ball up.
How about a pitch runner for him and let him come down and rest, Sam?
You think?
Yeah, I think that.
He gets pretty pumped out there, you know?
Yep.
But I think you're right. They're going to send somebody in there.
And, of course, if you're not familiar with the high school rules, a pinch runner can go in, and the fellow that they run for can stay in the ball game. They're going to go over and say, now, John, just come over and calm down. You're 3 outs away from a great upset, and we've got a pinch runner.
Pinch runner also saw some action in the previous game. Ben Angelis. So the Gators certainly would like to add something to their lead here. They lead by 2, 7-5. Linville is grounded to the shortstop twice and popped to the pitcher. Sophomore Chris Roxbury has to work from the stretch. And does. Pickoff move, and they got him. Well, the pinch runner, Angelis, hung a little wide. And first base coach doesn't like it much. They pitch him out, they fire it down there instantly, and he is out of there. Nice sweep tag by Adam Johnson. And Bob Rubinski knew exactly what was up. Stepped up and fired it down there. So Roxbury now works with 2 outs. Actually with 1 out, right? Markham was the first batter in the inning, right?
Correct, sir?
Yeah. Scoreboard said 2. Now they've changed it. Here's the 2-0. Lined in the left field for a base hit. Gets by Mihailoff, and that will be the first hit of the game for Tim Linville. Boy, now that pickoff looms large. Ed Narturf, you see his stats there for today's game. 1 for 2, a single and an RBI. Struck out in the first, scored in the third, and had an RBI single in the fourth. Bats here in the 6th with his team leading 7-5 and a man on first with 1 out. Squares to bunt, straightens back up, and takes high and away, ball 1.
I think we've seen more left-handed hitters in this
We have.
Tournament than I've ever seen before.
We certainly have. Here's the 1-0. Lined in the left field. Corbin back, draws a bead, makes the catch, falls down, and gets the ball back into the infield. You wonder why the footing is a little bit not complete out there. The players are wearing their regular shoes, and a lot of they don't allow. I don't think that they're allowed to wear metal spikes out here. Is that correct, Dick?
That's right. There's a high school.
He catches it and if we run it just a little bit further, there we go. See him almost go down. At any rate, made the play. 2 outs. Still a man on first.
I think one of the ideas is not to have some rich school go out and buy everybody new shoes just for the championship play.
It's a high pop. That'll go carry all the way to left field. Corbin gets a workout this inning and makes the play.
Well, the sophomore did all right. Chris Roxbury came in and pitched 2 innings, and he did his job. Now we go to the top of the 7th, the do or die inning with a streak of 33 straight, Sam.
7-5 our score. We'll be right back.
Don't say that. May rain. Yeah,
that'd be great. The Cougs. There you see the line score. The big 4-run rally in the third by the Gators has kept them in front. 7-5 the score. 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. 5 runs, 7 hits, and 4 errors. Another perfect Florida sunset. Another beautiful day in paradise here in the state of Florida. Central Florida. That's something else, huh, Dick?
Yeah, and that sun may be setting on a winning streak of 33, huh?
33 consecutive wins for the Barron Collier Cougars in peril right now. 7-5 is our score, and there is the man of the hour.
I can't take credit for that little sentence I wrote. That came from our director, who said that shot of the sun was so magnificent we'd look at it again. Now we're going to look at John Markham. 6-2 on the year, has pitched the best baseball of his career, and he would like to finish it and upset Barron Collier and give Escambia High School from Pensacola their 5th state championship, the first for their coach Roger Mayo. And let's see what's going to happen. He's had a little trouble.
Roger Mayo came right out and got right in the umpire's face about something. I mean, got right in his face. You know, just way of imparting a particular something. I don't know. Make any sense to you?
I didn't see it, but
no? Here's the first pitch. Low, ball 1.
All right, John, let's see what you can do. Don't get behind if you're rooting for Escambia. Get behind if you're still pulling for the record to continue to 34.
Adam Johnson takes high and tight, strike 1. 1-1 the score, nobody out. The Gators 3 outs away from recording another state baseball championship. Markham's 1-1. Grounded to the first baseman. Oh, takes a wicked hop. Have to be fielded by Danny Johnson out in right field. Ball took 1 hop and then hit the hard, very hard dirt. I've been down on that field, and I know you've been down there, Dick, but boy, the dirt really around the bases, very hard. That thing really scooted off there and got away from Ryan James. Boom, right up over his shoulder. Danny Johnson has to retrieve it in right field, and not the kind of beginning that they wanted, but still plenty of opportunities for both teams.
If this was a regular season game, it'd be a tense moment, but they're playing for the final game of a World Series hype.
There's the swing to Rubinski, who lines it into left field. Should be an easy play for Josh Reynolds, and is 1 down.
I don't know whether you noticed Josh Reynolds, but he, in the last 2 catches he's made, he has really squeezed. It's not getting out of that glove.
2 hands on that ball.
So with 1 down, we have the tying run at the plate, and they're 7-5. Watch him squeeze it.
Stand. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Yeah, I got that. Markham 2 outs away, man on first. first. Man on first means nothing to Collier. 0, nothing. Go nowhere. Lou Musi, the designated hitter. His stats today: 0 for 2. Markham comes to the plate, swing and a miss. Took a little bit off of that one. 0-1.
That's what we were told by Roger Mayo, the coach. He said this is not one of those fellas that'll blow somebody out of there, but he just got all kind of changes of pace, and he can keep you off balance like that. Let's see if he can finish the game.
Here's the 0-1. Lined into left field again. Should be another easy play for Josh Reynolds. And there it is.
And the Gators are coming alive there in the first base dugout area behind the dugout. They smell an upset, the end of a streak, and a championship for the veteran team that has scratched and pawed their way here. I just want to recall that they got here in the district with 2 ninth-inning rallies to win 2-1 and 9-7. Had an easier time in play here, winning 9-4.
Some of the Escambia fans cheering on their team. John Markham, the man with the baseball. Scott Lowe, the last chance. Into left field. We'll see if Reynolds can make this catch. Oh, and he does! What a grab by Reynolds to end the ball game and give Escambia the 3A championship. What a way to end it.
What's he tell his kids someday? I made all 3 outs in the final inning.
In the last inning.
And a dandy catch. And this is the first time we've seen the celebration in left field.
That's something else. That was kind of a risky play if you really think about it. Coming in to make the dive instead of just making sure that the ball stays in front of him and he keeps the runners there. But it doesn't make any difference because he made the catch. The final out of the game in Pensacola. Escambia is the 1991 Class 3A title champion. This is their 5th title in baseball. Final score in the game, 7-5 in favor of the Escambia Gators. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
Number 17, Mike Scoop. Number 18, John Markham.
Again, the final score in the 3A state baseball championship game. Pensacola Escambia beats Barron Collier High School from Naples 7-5. The final. Markham was the winning pitcher and Thompson the loser. We saw momentum change in this game, Dick, but also you saw the underdog come up with a victory.
Well, Coach Mayo said they scrapped to get here. They have tough games to get to the finals. They were not the favorite, but they come up with their 5th title for Escambia. They've won, let's see, I wrote them down, 64, 65, 72, 74, and now 91, and a streak ends.
Mike Halpern, the ace for Barron Collier, not able to go because he pitched in the semifinals, 105 pitches. We saw him in the bullpen. But still, it was the Escambia team that hung in there and scrapped back and ended up winning.
Well, you know, you got to win the semifinal as well as the final, and he worked pretty hard. He went to the bullpen, and he just probably wasn't ready to pitch the final, and that's a shame because when you win 21 of 33 games, why, you'd like to see the guy in the finals, but it's a great victory for an underdog team to win their 5th from Pensacola.
7-5 as the Escambia Gators come away with their 5th state title. Be sure to join us tomorrow at 3:30 for the Florida High School Class 4A Baseball Championship between Miami Southridge and Terry Parker from Jacksonville from Baseball City in Haines City, Florida. I'm Sam Kavaris saying goodbye for Dick Stratton. And once again, the final score, the Escambia Gators 7, the Barron Collier Cougars 5.